I'm alive. I forgot to mute the tab. This legitimately takes me back to when I was in high school / college. I did so much rave shit. None of it legal, thinking about it. Huh. Well, that's over a decade ago. What the fuck are you gonna do now? It's been a decade. It's Toto Part 1. Hi, Jazz. Is it this one? Oh, geez, I need to... how do I transform? Yes, we're gonna work on specifically 2 of my... Okay, this is loud in my ear. I gotta turn this down. Love it, but it's too loud. I can't hear my own thoughts. But I'm starting with working on a few updated scripts for Edge City Vignettes and the Cassette Beasts recap. The one on the left here is my update script. This one is my original. A T-Cog? Tog? Like a toggle? You mean like this? Or this? Or like this? Or this? I also have this one. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm going to be using that one much, though. Oh, okay. Thing is, I've also realized how I'm going to change around a lot of my... The way I've been writing the script initially in this one, I've realized how I'm fixing it for the update. And part of it is literally just cutting content and making them shorter. And they're more vignettes in plan, so they're not gonna be like connected overtly to the rest of the story like it was initially being written. And hey, if we end up getting through a lot more of this work than I thought, then we'll start working on the Warhammer script some more. Which will be me just reading a wiki, essentially, but these are the ones that I feel like I have been neglecting the longest, and I should really get to the point where I can at least make one full comic with a script that I like. And I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to try and keep it down to 20 pages max. for the script. But for those who are having trouble reading the text, I shall read through what I've done in the remake. So I've got the cover, Edge City Vignettes, Makoto Part 1. I still need to write Part 2, but that's beside the point. That video on mods is a good representation of how Space Marines fight. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's like, they should not be able to move as fast as they do is like the joke. So, for the cover, the plan is Makoto's eyes in darkness, glowing blood red. A very simple, minimalistic cover, with just Makoto Part 1 on the bottom is the plan. Just in like this white text. Probably Courier if I don't use Monero, which is a font I picked up from a brush pack, which I think I have in the credits if you want to find my brush pack that I use a lot of for my comic stuff that I don't do a lot of. But I'm starting to do more of. I'm actually starting to do a lot more of comic writing and drawing. Like if you go into the Discord, I've shared like actual me trying to get action practice in for when I start doing comic stuff. Anyway, so page 1, so I have a note that says all flashback shots for now are inside the warehouse, so it will be taking place in one location. I mean, probably. I don't think I would like to live in any of the worlds of 40k, if we're going to be honest. Living in a craft world sounds awful, because Slaanesh has her, like, grip on my soul if I die. Orcs, I'm not a violent person. I don't fight a lot. I will kick your ass if I need to, but... Like, I wouldn't want to be a Necron. I'm just a miserable necromancer skeleton robot. Yeah, but living 1,000 years in the fucking Warhammer universe does not sound fun. You know, for the simple reason of... Also, like, I'm legitimately not a xenophobic, genocidal individual. Oh, what the hell? What the fuck are you doing? What? I don't even know what you are. I hate Windows, by the way, sometimes. But anyway, so when I do these parentheses here, like long here, it means it's supposed to be a long panel. So instead of taking up like a square, it takes up a rectangle at a certain section. So the long panel is Shovel striking dirt. Durante is having a conversation with Dominic. Both of them are smoking. A shot of Makoto hiding around a nearby shipping crate. A camera around her neck. I might remove the camera when I draw this, but as always, she's got her button up in tie because she wears like Chainsaw Man outfit, like what you would expect for them. Well, something Kane is an outlier. I wouldn't want to live in the fantasy Warhammer universe either. That one sounds miserable. Like, I just don't want to be in the Warhammer universes. That sounds like a not fun time. I mean, playing games there where you're, like, shortly there's fun. But if it was living there, oh no. Like, again, the more you introduce things, it's like, it's still the 40k universe. Like, objectively, the 40k universe is not a fun universe to live in. Even on the good side of things, it's still kind of bad. There's war everywhere, for example. That alone. Durante is stamping out his cigarette. Just make sure the trade goes. And then we get a shot of Makoto's foot disturbing some gravel. Then we cut to the dirt to the pile shot again. Durante's eyes are narrowed. Durante is pointing out. Got a rat. Koto's left arm is grasped by a clawed hand. A gun's barrel slams into the man's nostrils. Gore paints a wall. Still a very good chance that you're not going to be on one of those worlds, though. Like, if you get transported to another universe, you don't get to choose your situation. Like, you don't know what you're going to come back as. You don't know anything. It could be awful. It could be good, sure. Maybe I'd end up as one of those fucking feral cat people. The abhuman that I don't remember the name of, but know is canon. Because there's canonical Catwoman. Ogrins are just dumb. I don't think... Well, the thing is, if you got transported to the world, I think you would retain your level of intellect, is the thing. It's literally just named felines. That is so not the kind of name I would expect from Warhammer. But shovel strikes earth. Makoto is bursting through a door, her face freckled with blood. Feckled? Let's just update my spelling there. Makoto has whipped around. She's bracing herself with her handgun forward. Smoke is hanging in the air. A fang is hissing. A bullet wound in her shoulder. Shot of Makoto's eyes, wide with fear. I mean, I do agree. I would love to have a best buddy at Oghren. I like you, tiny person. I protect. It's really decided to play a lot of the Square Enix songs today. We've had so much Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger, which is considered the best SNES game by a lot of people. Definitely the best JRPG on the SNES. Yeah, exactly. The Ogrins are just big dumb friends. But long for a shot we have again. Long dirt to the pile. Then we got two tall panels. Makoto is pinned against a wall by the Fang. Makoto's gun slams into the gut of the Fang. And for the remainder of the row, so row means the left to right, not the up to down. It's almost like Warhammer was built exclusively for wargaming. But blood shoots out the back of the Fang's back. That needs a little apostrophe. Shovel strikes earth. Left top, the Fang is hissing with bloodshot eyes. Left bottom, Makoto's gun slams into the Fang's mouth. Remainder of the middle row. The Fang's head explodes into blood. Long, Makoto is shoving the Fang away from her. Page 6. Imperial Knight? I know the name. I think it's the mech? Is that the mech? But then the last page I got through in like my rewrite is dirt to the pile. Makoto's hand is grasping a car door handle. Makoto is trying to start the car as Dominic's silhouette is in the foreground. Dominic is punching through the window, glass shattering in and ripping into her face. And this one we're... Okay, let's see. Dirt to the pile. Explodes. Don't need that anymore. Okay. Yeah, I've already cut off about 3 pages from my initial script. Because now we add Shovel Strikes Earth again. Let's see. Dominic is circling Makoto while emptying her 6-shooter. Currently, she is bound and gagged to a chair. I think this is gonna be a 2-panel page. Because I feel like the Dominic circling Makoto while emptying a gun could be the full panel and be fucking sweet. So we're just gonna make this a long panel. Little Short Hero. Imperial Knights are originally agriculture worker suits made to defend and work on new colonies, worlds back in the dark age of technology. Now Knights are part of feudal worlds with houses to their name. So they're essentially giant mechs. Okay. Okay, pen to the ground. So now... I didn't want any text in this first, issue for a lot of reasons, so I think I'm sticking to that idea. Oh, that makes sense. Warhammer is literally built to sell war games. So, you know, why would you make anything that isn't leading into the war game mechanic? It's a reasonable idea. Dirt to the pile. Yeah, it makes sense. Adaption. Adaption is a very powerful thing, and it's something that usually in fantasy settings is what humans are the best at, is adapting to circumstances. I think these are going to be long panels, actually. Cause I... Okay, I know what... This is gonna just be 4 long panels, I think. I know how I'm gonna do this page. So essentially you have the long panel, you get Dominic... How do you spell his name? I really gave a lot of characters. Grasping Makoto's neck. Oh, well. I'm assuming that if anything was gonna disappear, alcohol would be the very bottom of that list of things that people would give up. Oh, we live in a shit world where everything's awful? Why wouldn't I get drunk then? Oh, we still need to figure out what we're gonna be... In 2 weeks, we're doing our Christmas stream. Oh, I need to readjust. I still need to adjust the camera for the screen, I just realized. That's good. I don't know yet. It might not be a Christmas-themed game, though. I'm gonna say that right now. I might find, like, a shitty PNG of a Christmas hat, though. But instead of putting it on my head, I'm gonna try and attach it to the tails. Unlikely. I don't... If I have to emulate a game, it's not happening. I can't figure out emulation anymore. I've gotten stupider since college. Or I've just lost patience. That's more likely. Gripping. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, I just had a really good idea. These 2 panels should bleed into each other. It'll make sense. 'Cause you have... Dominic is biting into Makoto's neck. A large geyser of blood shooting out like in a samurai movie. A hand is bursting through a coffin lid. Splinters going everywhere. I'm gonna have the first issue of Edge City Vignettes down to less than 15 pages. Let's fucking go! I've reduced that by a lot more than I thought. I don't know. Half-Life feels like a game that I don't want to play because it's never getting part 3. Like, that alone makes me not want to play it. Because if it's not going to be a finished game series, what's the point? Or like a finished story. Look, the only way I'm playing Marvel Rivals is if I have a full team and they invite me. I don't like Fortnite. I really don't like Fortnite. I've tried it and I don't give a shit. It's so mid. But I also don't like battle royales. Page 10. No. Absolutely not gonna play that. Let's go. Anton Blast. I have to look this one up on my phone, by the way. Because I'm not going to look things up on my computer, because I don't know what's going to show up. And when I have it screen sharing, absolutely not. Oh, this is the fucking the game that's very similar to Pizzeria. Ah, damn it, airport. Page 10 is right. Verwick is smiling. Verwick is shoving the back of some of a thing. No, I'm gonna go back to the homeless person. I think that's more brutal and makes more sense for the character. I don't have a setup for live games, and also that's not a game you play by yourself. But then I'd have to buy Sonic Colors, and I've already beaten that game forever ago. Airport, you're literally giving nothing of use to the suggestions at all. I need to add something more to this specific. TF2's dead. Didn't they kill the servers? Also, I'm absolutely not touching League of Legends. I have self-respect, thank you very much. I don't want to touch Paladins. I don't want to touch a MOBA. You guys are recommended multiplayer online games. I don't like multiplayer online games because people are cunts. I need to add something to this. Actually, no. Tall panels is the answer. Well, I just remember shit was going on with TF2. I didn't know the outcome, I just assumed. But also, online multiplayer is not my style of gaming. I'm more likely to just play Balatro for 4 hours than any of those. Playing Balatro for 4 hours is exhausting. Again, don't know how to emulate stuff. Super Metroid is a great game, though. I'm just gonna look up Wasteland for Jazz. This is supposed to be Westland. Let's see. Wasteland. Listing. I'm not finding it, like, in a useful way. No, I'm not buying a $40 game for a one-day stream. I don't want to play Desert Bus. I'm sitting here having to Google search shit now. A geyser of blood is shooting out of the grave. Verwick is smiling. Blood covering her face and neck. We can see the silhouette of Sebastian behind her, holding a shovel. Maybe, you know, FTL and Into the Breach are games I own. I'm not good at FTL, but maybe I could play those. I think the best thing about FNAF is the media around it instead of the actual games. Roxy, my beloved. You know, a real question. A real question is, if you were a Avatar Last Airbender bender, which element would you want to bend? It's real good. So basically, both of you want to be waterbenders. We're gonna just put cover edge city vignettes. Koto Part 2. Do this. Page 1. I'm not writing this issue right now, but I want to have its, like, layout started. Halo Wars? Maybe if it's on Game Pass, but I was never a Halo bitch. Yeah, but there's a problem in that for some reason it won't let me play it. Saying that drivers are not updated, and then I check and all of my drivers are updated, so who knows? Not like I didn't like the idea of going around punching the fuck out of Nazis or anything. Definitely not something I enjoy in video games, and maybe IRL. Thing is, I know my drivers are updated because I update them like every other month. Or like check to see if they're updated. Wolfenstein games are too long, though. And also, I've played through 1, 2, and Old Blood, and like, they're fun, but not to play through the whole game anymore. I'm not a big fan of Doom as a franchise anymore. Doom Eternal was one of the most disappointing game experiences ever for me, actually. Like, I genuinely did not have that. I can't play the Fallout games, 1, 2, and Brotherhood of Steel, purely because the UI, the font is too small. I cannot read it effectively, because I have severe, like, trouble with reading things. So, like, the font just is bad, is the problem. Cover Edge City vignettes. Carmen. Carmen might not be a part 2. Carmen might end up being just a... Jesus Christ, airport. I don't know what the cover idea will be, but page 1. I think it has to be a part 1, actually. Because I want to do something with... Because I want to do part 1 of Carmen, part 1 of Ilver. Part 2 of Carmen is when she gets into a fight with Lilith, or Lillian. I can't remember her name. Those are fun games, but they're not exactly easy to get running well on computer. I mean, maybe if I got them on GOG, they would be fine, but... so I've played it a little bit, and unless I have people to play it with, it is the most boring game this can be for me. Because it's very repetitive, and the gameplay isn't, like, skill-based as much as it is understanding how to just take advantage of cheese. I mean, if I had people who were consistently going to play it with me, then I would, but... I'm not even going to acknowledge you on that one. I mean, it's a cheap game. It's $10. It lets you build your OC. Your character. A little character. A little gremlin. It's also unbelievably horny. Or has the potential to be, I should say. The game itself's not that horny. Although, if you look up the main quest giver goat lady, you know, it is quite Toriel coded, I'll say that, but not the Toriel from the game, fandom Toriel coded. So make of that as you will. Okay, but, so I'm not going to include... I've already played Pizza Tower. Like, we already did Pizza Tower. A shot... So, So this specific issue is probably going to get split into 2 different issues, because I want to focus exclusively on Carmen for one, and exclusively on Ilver for one. First of all, no, you would never file taxes on stream, actually, because, well, that shit's sensitive, important information. Secondly, you don't get any of your tax documents until February, or January, I should say. I don't want to return to games and use mods, really. Like, I'd rather do something I haven't done before, instead of doing, like, something I've already done before. So... Emulation! The thing I've said multiple times. I can't figure out emulation. Okay. So let's read through all of Edge City Comic 2, which, by the way, the issue 3, which is supposed to be a direct sequel to this one, or maybe it's up issue 4, not fully finished, so that one will have to get fleshed out at some point, so we won't do all of it. But, so page 1 is a shot of Carmen. She's restrained and blindfolded in a strange cell. A shot of Carmen's hands behind her back. She's using a sharp nail/claw to tear into the lining. I never played it on stream, but I did play it. But I also have a note that this is so she can get blood flow back to her hands, so discolor. And that's more a note for when I get to the drawing, so I just remember, hey, I'm supposed to discolor that for a reason. A shot of Carmen's tail where her tail is attached. The tip is pulling at the lining in a similar way. A shot of Carmen's face, devoid of emotion that give her away. A shot of a large birdcage, covered slightly. A splash of silver is visible. And this is hair, actually. Shot from behind of Ilver lying on his side. His silvery hair covering all but a little bit of shoulder. Which would have markings on him because his current position is very not good. Ilver might be the character I put through the most bad luck when it comes to being an OC. I think he has the roughest backstory. Ilver is now sitting, the left of his back being visible. Red slashes are clear. Ilver is weakly brushing his hair, our first sight of his face. His eyes black voids with bloody tears. Burn-turned toy, waiting on rescue from a woman born from violence and blood. His wrists are cuffed together with a chain attached between them. Ilver is hoisted up by the cuffs, bloody scars evident under them. More red marks can be seen all over his body. Ilver is letting out a hiss. More scarring on his chest. Additionally, we get our first shot of the 8-pointed duo star. That's going to change. That's absolutely going to change because that has gotten moved to his back instead of his chest. And we'll probably, in Ilver Part 1, explain that. And oh my god, that was exhaustion. Probably end when we do that one with the person who, Lillian, who we actually have the name of, end that with her just showing up, essentially. I'm also realizing there's not a lot of combat so far in these issues that I wrote. Which is, well, no. I'd say the visceral gun fight happening in issue 1 is pretty combat heavy, actually. So never mind that thought. Anyway. Ilver, we read that. Lillian's hand is caressing his face, the eyes back to their natural crimson red. Such a naughty boy. Lillian is dragging her finger down Ilver's neck, blood pooling from the cut. Those powers are mine. A shot behind Carmen, her wrist now free. Carmen is digging her nails into the palm of her hand. Blood pooling. And this is when the discoloring is supposed to go away. The tendril of blood is snaking from her palm. A tendril of blood is snaking from her palm up her back. The tendril is slicing the blindfold and gag restraint. The tendril is holding the sliced parts in its mass. Lillian is pouring a red liquid into Ilver's mouth. Now tell me the state of Arya Witchwood. I'm definitely going to remove this section, I think. Or no, you know what? Carmen Part 2 can have the introduction, like the little bit of Ilver being very much not in a good place. And then the remainder of that can be the fight between the two of them that I haven't fully figured out. You know. Shot of Ilver's eyes as they are now black voids. A woman of future sight. A song that outlives the music made by all her children. I definitely need to rework Ilver's power a bit. Because I feel like it's... I don't like it. I feel like it's a little too... I don't like the idea of giving anybody any form of future sight, divination. So I think I want to change that. So whatever his new power is, maybe he thinks he has a chance to try and escape, and Lillian stops him. And that's where we get this, like, abuse, essentially. Poor Ilver. If he wasn't about to end up in the most wholesome yaoi relationship in the comic-like universe that I've kind of created here, I'd feel so much worse for what I'm doing. But considering that Ilver and Shinjiro are my go-to yaoi couple to draw, if you go into my Discord, you can see a sketch of one intimate encounter between the two. It's only a sketch for now, but it's there. Also, I do a bad job of sharing my art online, but I do a decent job of sharing it in Discord, so you know. That's another thing. Lillian is frowning, a bit of blood at the edge of her lips. How long? A shot of Ilver's teeth, stained with red. That is impossible to answer. So yeah, I'm definitely getting rid of the future sight divination thing from him. It feels weird. It's about 5 minutes till the ads play. I'm currently refilling my water. But, you know, when that happens, we will be taking a bathroom break, a snack break, whatever you want to call it. This is your chance to get up, stretch, and all those kinds of things. But I do hope that everybody who is kind of doing shit with me, whatever it may be, is having a productive time. Because that is kind of the point of this. And I think after we get through Carmen Part 1, that I will shift over to working on the cassette piece recap. Because I do want to get that, like, figured out. The cassette piece video, I might do a little bit of audio recording for, because I'm going to have voiceover. Oh god, you know, I need to look it up because it's been a while. Starscream. Scream, I can spell. I think it works. It makes him look like a pathetic little femboy, though. Which I think is kind of just the vibe that Starscream has in general, so, you know. Pathetic little femboy. A pathetic little femboy who does not think he's a femboy. I think is the perfect description of Starscream, in all honesty. He also thinks he's a lot smarter than he is. I mean, yeah, he is a bitch. In all versions, he's a bitch, because he's a little wimp. Thinks he's better than everybody else, but then gets shut down so easily by everybody. Armada? I'll take your word on that one. I haven't interacted with Transformers outside of that last movie we got that was really good but didn't do well, so we're never getting any more Hasbro properties as TV series, movies, etc. because fuck Hasbro. They really did. And the problem is, it's a really good movie. Like, legitimately a great movie, in fact. It's just also Hasbro is one of the worst companies out there when it comes down to their properties. Disney, as much as I hate Disney, At least they're still putting out the occasional banger with, like, actual marketing behind it. Unfortunately, they're now kind of catering to the vocal minority, so don't expect anything good from Disney-owned properties in the near future. Whether it be Marvel, Star Wars, or otherwise. Just don't expect it. Because the vocal minority kills movies. Because they throw a fit about women and people of color. And I'm gonna be honest, that's bullshit. Maybe. Still, that requires it. Like, we need good movies to be made is the other problem for it to work. Now, if it's a Sony Marvel movie, odds are we'll get great stuff, though, because it'll just be another Spider-Verse movie. And those movies have been great so far. I am worried that they will end up becoming bad as they get kind of made more of, but you know. We can't really... you can ignore the bad movies. Like, you're just like, oh, the first few movies are great. Oh yeah, Sonic 3 is coming out. Or came out. I don't remember which of the two. Anyway, ad break's going right now, so bathroom break for myself. And maybe grab your guys some food. Maybe grab yourself some food or a snack. Maybe go make a sandwich. Ugh. I really need to get a new overlay for gaming slash just, or like these co-working streams. I'm realizing. Personally, I'm realizing this at least. I forgot what I literally pulled my phone out because I wanted to look something up, and I can't remember what it was. Which is like the perfect encapsulation. Oh, I remember now. I was gonna see what the Discord notification was that I got. Oh, Lily's live. That makes sense. She's naturally continuing her Fallout 3 stuff. But Anyway, back to reading through this. A shot of Carmen's ankles, where her tail tip is twisting around the chain connecting them. An impact frame that should hint at the chain. This is when I was like first reading through the oh god, what's it called? It's like the big animation guidebook. Survival guide or something like that. But yeah. And that's more when I was like trying to get more into animation. I'm not against animation, it's just so much work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. It's not, I don't have the temperament for it because I get bored very easily. Because it's just drawing the same thing but slightly different over and over again. But I love like animation as a whole, so you know. Anyway, Carmen is standing at full height, the blood tendril wrapped around her arm. This is because her blood tendril, the way to explain it is, anytime she, like, takes a wound that makes her bleed, so, you know, like, bruises aren't really going to do that because the blood is contained under the skin, but anytime the blood can get out from the skin, like, these tendrils form, and the less there is that's coming out, the more control over it she has. But the more of it there is, the less control she has, which means she'll occasionally use it to her advantage, like doing small injuries to herself to get that tendril. But she likes to avoid using it because once it gets out of control, it's more of a hindrance than a help. Which is kind of the point of what we're going to see. Carmen might get part 3 even. Carmen might get a part 3. Carmen might get a part 3. Carmen's kind of a bad bitch, so she might get the part 3. But anyway, Carmen is slamming her hoof into the lock of her cell. Oh, also she's a demonic individual, but you know, that's beside the point. A guard is running towards a cell, a shotgun in hand. Shot from behind the guard. Carmen is walking into the hallway. Carmen is whipping her hand forward, the tendril moving out. The tendril is slicing the guard's hand off, the one that pulled the trigger. The tendril is wrapped around the shotgun. Carmen is yanking her arm back. The shotgun is flying back, tendril still wrapped around it. Carmen's hoof is kicking off the ground. Carmen is catching the shotgun in hand as she is charging forward. Carmen is swinging the shotgun like a bat, the butt going towards the guard's head. The guard's jaw is flying off, blood and viscera with it. A mix of splinters from the fun? That's a misspell. Gun butt. G and F are next to each other though, so that makes sense. Carmen is biting into the guard's neck, a geyser of blood. I think I'm gonna cut back on the geysers of blood for her issue when I do the rework. Because I like to save those for like the finale of fights instead of moments in the fight. Because that's what you do with a samurai movie. It's all about releasing that tension. Carmen is wiping her mouth with the back of her hand. Carmen is walking up a staircase, cocking the shotgun in the process. Oh, this is also when I introduced Lily? What the fuck? Okay. She's changed so much since I wrote her that I do not recognize the character, though. I can already tell you I'm not going to be like, oh, this is the same person. But anyway, a woman with milk-white skin is dialing on a phone as 3 guards are walking quickly past in the background. Answer already. A shot of Verwick's mouth in front of a receiver, a pleased grin about it. Darling Lily, it's a pleasure to receive your call. Lily is tapping the table nervously, black marks under her nails. Something big is happening. Maybe death? No. Too simple. Breakout? Most likely. And it wants the words disjointed and without the text bubble. No, there would be a text bubble. It would just be multiple text bubbles to indicate like the scattered speaking. So, you know, it would be something big is happening. Text box, maybe deaf, text box, no, text blocks, too simple, text box, breakout, text box, most likely, text box. Because it's supposed to be disjointed and kind of chaotic. That's how I would actually do that if I keep that. When I get to the rewrite. Because the thing is, I'm not sure if I want to use Lily as much. I feel like I still want to introduce, like, use her and show that she is, like, doing something. Because I do want her to kind of be the end of the arc. Oh, and you know what? I've also come up with a new decision that I'm going to do. Cover Edge City vignettes. Shinjiro. I want to do Shinjiro first because Shinjiro is kind of important. Note to self. This is the impromptu surgery. And the thing is, I kind of know how I'm going to do that issue. But anyway, back to reading. Carmen is in a hallway, a guard rounding the corner, a few bottles and the like. That line can go away. Well, also, like, most of this is going to be reworked. Oh. Note to self. Show the main floor and then the path to the dungeon in quotations with to set up the location for the following fights. Start the Carmen breakout here. Just gonna put those as like my immediate notes. Oh. Maybe for Christmas, I could stream the final fight of 9 Souls. Because I've been there, and I haven't beat the final boss, and I haven't experienced the ending. Could use that, maybe. Maybe. We'll see if I have the mental fortitude for it, because I'm going to be honest. 9 Souls is a game that fucks me up in emotional ways, so I'm not sure if I'll be in the emotional state for it. Anyway. A shot of Carmen's hand holding the shotgun, the bloody tendril wrapped around the butt. Shot of Carmen's eye slits. 1, for now. Carmen is dashing forward. That one's going to need a lot of rework, or just to be cut entirely. A bullet ripped through Carmen's wrist, blood shooting out. Close shot of Carmen's eyes, a haze over them. Shot of the gunman standing in a ready stance. On your knees. Carmen's eyes again. Clarity now as red mist is drifting out from her mouth. I don't know why I included that, because that's never been something I can consider. That one's probably going to get a lot of reworking. Carmen's grip on the shotgun tightens, giving us white knuckles. Carmen is swinging the shotgun forward. The shotgun is... So swinging would be the wrong term. Throwing the shotgun forward. Shotgun is soaring through the air, tendril trailing behind, which is how it would line up in the way I want it to. The barrel of the shotgun is in the face of the guard, a large blood splatter across the wall. Blood tendrils are seeping out of the bullet wound. Carmen is clenching the wound. Fuck. Too much. But also she would be saying this is another thing about my comic. A lot of these characters are not natively English speakers, or they're like duolinguistic. Where they can speak 2 languages. Whatever. So, a lot of them would, like, for her, she's Brazilian, or Portuguese, I guess. Is Brazil and Portuguese the same thing, or are they separate? I think she's supposed to be Brazilian, actually. I feel really dumb now, because I can't remember if those are the same thing or not. I feel like that's something I should know. Portuguese versus Brazilian. Okay, so there are differences, but there's a lot of overlap. Got it. Yeah, she's Brazilian. She's also like 7 feet tall before you take into account that she has like foot-long horns. Actually, it's more than 1 foot. It's like 2 feet long horns. She's a tall woman. Oh, I just realized why my tracking's going so bad. I forgot to turn on my light. No, there's Carmen and Ilver, where Ilver is Romanian. And then Portuguese. Oh. But yeah, so she's supposed to be a Brazilian anarchist who has found her way to Edge City, most likely through capture. Ilver is Romanian, and he's old. But he's old because he's kind of been cursed with vampirism while also being a demon. And let's just say, there's a certain faction that did not like Jews, that also didn't like Romanian people. So he might have been a part of some unfortunate circumstances in the country of Germany during the time. Sao Paulo. I mean, I will never confirm specifically which country, or not country, province, state, etc. of the country they are from. It'll just be like, hey, they're from this country. City, that works, thank you. So, you know. Ilver's from Romanian. Or, he's Romanian. He's not from... Well, he would be from Romania. Anyway. And, like, Lily is a character, and she's actually Russian. And was a vampire back during the Cold War, and was kind of trying to take down the Russian government from inside as a person during the Cold War. Because there was some spy shit in the history of this universe. But then you have Shinjiro, who is like a 23, 28, somewhere in that range, year-old dude who dropped out of medical college because of a scandal that he was blamed for. And now he's a back alley doctor. I love Shinjiro. He's just the smartest, buffest man you'll ever see in my comic. Yeah, that tracks. But then you also have Makoto and Mira Yo, who are sisters. They're half-sisters. They share a mother, but not a father. And one of them grew up in... Well, one of them was born in Japan. The other one was born in America, essentially. But they grew up in a household where their mother would, at home, speak exclusively in Japanese. So they're fluent in Japanese and English because they grew up in America. It's very fascinating. Like, thinking about all the characters. There's a lot of characters, by the way. But then you have Sebastian and Verwick, who are just, like, old to very white characters, and they are kind of the villains of the universe. Or set of the universe. And then you also have Durante, or Dominic. No, it's Durante, who is old, because he's from fucking Greece. Like, he's from Roman Empire Greece. Dude is fucking old. But he's a vampire, so he don't look old. And naturally, he decided living in Greece was a bad idea, because Greece is a very sunny area. Yeah. She's also, like, stupid strong. Well, Jazz, you can look in the Discord. I think I've given the Carmen character sheet in there. It might take a little bit of scrolling up, and I made this, but... yeah, she kicks ass. I love her. She's one of my favorite designs. The only one I love more is probably Jezebel, who is Hispanic. So it's more of a Jezebel, but... her whole backstory is, oh, this cartel was obsessed with me for some reason. Probably because I'm what's known as a flesh weaver. Or maybe he's just a fucking creep. So I fucking got out of the country. Yeah. My favorite little, like, dig I do is that a lot of the villains in this universe are white people. Because, let's be honest, 9 out of 10 times the person at fault is the white person. Usually the white man. And I can say this because I am white, unfortunately. I am a part of the problem sometimes. I try not to be, though. But just inherently by the way I've been born and raised, that's kind of the way it is. I don't know. You're from Brazil, so I'm gonna say brown. But I could be wrong. Oh, I should definitely have a South African villain, though. Just essentially be like a barely veiled villain that's just barely not obviously Elon Musk. I think that'd be called brown. Like, here's the thing. I usually don't go with color when I describe somebody. I'm like, oh, they're Hispanic, or, oh, they're Brazilian, or, oh, they're... I just fully went dumb brain. Dumb brain. Brain dumb. Dumb brain dumb. Anyway. Guards' footsteps on the ground. Yeah, this one's gonna need a lot of reworking, I'm realizing. Carmen is gritting her teeth as she's retrieving the last guard's handgun. An 8-bullet clip. I don't think I'm gonna keep track of the bullet count. Yeah. Also, like, I don't usually go like, oh, that person over there is white. I'm just like, oh, hey, that's so-and-so. Or, hey, look, that person over there, the guy with the red hair. Like, that's what I'll do. I don't think of it usually, but when I'm thinking about the characters I created, I do. Because, well, I very consciously have been making the effort to have all of my characters be not white people. Because that would be the impulse of a lot of people who are, well, white. And I just think inclusion and representation is more satisfying. I mean, it's a weird thing. You know, I should have announced in the collab Discord, hey, I'll be doing this today. I'll be in the VC, feel free to join. But I didn't, so I'm not going to, but I remember that now. Anyway, I also want to do a season of the podcast that is pirate themed, but I don't know anything more than it's going to be pirate themed yet. I needed that hydration. Yarg! The problem is I just don't know what that season will be. And it's like, do you let them be the pirates, or do you let them be dealing with the pirates? I think I'll call that season Rum. No, that's a bad name for a season, but that would be very funny. One of the episodes would be called The Rum. I don't think so, because usually the podcast and recording is not that horny, usually. Because only, like, 2 of us ever have, like, spikes in horniness that we let show. And even then, it's rare that we do. Because we just know that our friends, some of the people in the group, are not a fan of it. So, you know. It could literally just be called Hex Club High Seas. Because High Seas is pretty, you know, accurate. Carmen has her back to the corner in the hallway where the guard came from. Carmen is digging her nails into the wall, the tendrils working along the wall. The wall further down the hallway, we see blood tendrils snaking outward. I wonder how I can make this one work, because what it leads to is a really cool idea for a scene. The 2 guards are running past, the tendril clearly snaking further. Carmen is holding her ground at the wall. A little more. One of the guards is rounding the corner. I'm not too aware of Brazilian stories, so... or legends. Streets of Rage 4 is a beat-em-up that I actually really enjoy. I usually don't like beat-em-ups, by the way. Like, I've learned that I'm just not a big beat-em-up fan. But something about Streets of Rage 4 really made me love it. Carmen is slamming the handgun into the guards' necks. Blood splatters Carmen's face, a level of ecstasy clear to see. Heart irises? Probably not. Carmen is moving into the hallway quickly. Carmen runs past the guard still alive, tendril clear from her arm. The guard is skidding to a stop, half turned around. Carmen is letting out a feral hiss. We see the tendril moving off to the right of the panel. Carmen's hoof is turning with a skid behind it. Use dust to show motion. Carmen is dashing towards the right of the guard, closing the tendril like a net. Carmen is sliding under tendrils, one hoof forward. Carmen is grasping the tendril in her right hand. Carmen is yanking hard, rotating over her right shoulder in a motion to spin to face the guard. The guard is rearing his head back with a cry of pain. Carmen is moving fast, her hand grasping the man's face. Carmen is going for a slam. Anticipate the impact here. Carmen is slamming the guard into the ground, the blood tendrils bursting out from the impact. Carmen is panting weakly over the face of the guard. Fuck, I'm hungry. Fear in the guard's eyes, his jaw broken. Carmen is licking the guard's neck with her long tongue. So hungry. I think this part right here is the finale of part 1. Because the idea of ending it with, like, the guard fucked up on the ground, really funny. Or fun. But you don't know just what Carmen's gonna do other than, well, she's saying she's hungry. One, your father could be a pink dolphin, a black bull from hell, a witch cursing you to be a horse with no head, just a flaming hole where was your head, a monster with jaw on the belly with one eye, a cadaver eating monster, white creature eating head with a... Okay. That sounds very same level of weird as yokai are, honestly. Like Akimato. Akimato? Whatever it is. This got really jazzy, holy shit. Carmen is tourniqueting her arm with scraps from a guard's clothes. Carmen is ascending the stairs, her tail swelling behind her. Separate handguns poking out of her waistband. Carmen is moving into the main lobby. In the background, we see Lily behind a pillar. Again, probably getting rid of that. I mean, there were a lot of urban legends where I grew up, and all of them were stupid and obviously fake. So it sounds like you've definitely got more fun going on with yours. To be fair, I blame it on Mormons being such whiny little bitches that they probably can't come up with good stuff. It's fully a jazz song now. Carmen's hooves land on the dance floor tiles. Carmen is tilting her head to the side, a look of mild insanity. Where's the bitch in charge? Oh yeah, this one's getting hella cut down. Lillian is walking down a large staircase. Handcuffed and ankle-cuffed, Ilver is being dragged behind her on a leash. Well. That one's not gonna matter anymore. Lillian is yanking on the leash. Ilver stumbling towards her. A new little demoness for the collection. Lillian is holding Ilver to her, caressing him in a way that he's clearly uncomfortable. I'm not sure how much of this is going to stay either, thinking about it. Feels a little weird. Will you submit willingly? Or Close look at her eyes, turned red, indicating bloodlust. Do we need to break you? Body, but with a long tube head, no features. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Oh man, there was so much unneeded fluff in this issue already that I would have cut. I definitely need to get better at cutting a lot of information, because you don't need it all. A shot of Carmen's eyes focusing. Her eyes have lost their pupils. Crazy witch. Shot of Carmen's wrist, tendrils poking out the wound. I don't know. Carmen is ripping the bandages from her arm. Fuck it. Carmen is licking blood from her face with her long tongue. Carmen is aiming the gun, the tendrils around the wound, wrapping around her arm. Eat lead, you bitch. Oh my god. Oh god, this one really needs a rewrite. Holy shit, that's bad. That's weird. I need to figure out what the location is for... Okay, so we're gonna ignore page 1's idea first now. Where is Carmen? There it is. Strange. Excuse me. A shot of Carmen's face. She's blindfolded and gagged. A shot of Carmen's wrists that are bound behind her back. She is digging into the lining of the cuffs with her nail. Discolor skin hands to indicate lack of blood flow. You're literally getting to watch how I go about writing things now. I don't think I need to do that. Yeah, getting it down to 2 shots might be enough. Huh. Her wrist's now free. Let's do... a shot from outside the cell. A guard walking past. Getting that down to 3 panels, I think, is perfect. Crocodile Witch. Critch, if you will. I wouldn't, though, because that's really dumb. I mean, I can be a sassy bitch, so... She must just serve cunt then. Okay. Color has returned to Carmen's hand. She's digging her nail into her palm. Blood pooling there. A shot of Carmen's back. The tendril is wrapping around the gag and blindfolds fold. A shot of the bind around Carmen's tail being sliced by the tendril. Carmen's hoof is smashing into the cell door's lock. Page 4. Oh god, my knee. Oh god, my knee. Oh god, my knee. Ow, ow, ow. Charlie horse. Okay. The guard is turning around quickly. Carmen is whipping the blood tendril forward. I don't think there's a shotgun anymore, is one thing. I don't think the shotgun makes sense. So I'm taking that off. A blood tendril is flying... blood tendril is wrapping around the... Oops. Around the guard's hand that is holding his handgun. Oh, hey, Metroid. Carmen is yanking backwards. Her hand wrapped around the blood tendril. Do I want a fifth panel to this page? Turn around quickly. Blood tendril forward. No. No, I do not. I think it'll work better with 4 panels. Page 5. The guard is stumbling forward. His gun falling to the ground. Yeah, that's how I want that to be. Carmen's foot is kicking off the ground. We're gonna keep that panel. I think that's a strong panel. Carmen is tackling the guard. Carmen is pinning the guard down, strangling him. I think she's going to go a lot more brutal and less instantaneous death on a lot of these guards. I think it's more interesting that way. I do think you have to keep her getting shot, though. Oh, that's a good idea. Carmen is licking her teeth. Fangs glinting in the light. The important thing to understand is Carmen is not a vampiric demonkin, she's just a demonkin. Ilver is both. But the problem is, a lot of demonkins, their aspects or their like power is blood-based, and so they need to regain blood into their system. So they're basically vampires, but none of the like I can't go outside in the daylight shit. Oh cool, spam. Really glad Sari bot's a thing. Okay, let's see. Carmen is wiping her mouth with the back of her hand. Okay. I think actually we're gonna make that a page 7 thing. Because page 6 I do want to introduce Lily, because she is important for how I think the fight needs to end. Okay, page 6. So, let's see. Lily is sneaking up on a guard that is standing in front of a camera feed. Lily is choking out the guard. Lily is leaning on the chair, the back of the chair, looking at the... Oh god. Leaning on the back of the chair, looking at the monitor. Or the feed. One lucky woman. Lily is dialing a number on a nearby phone. Let's just use Verwick's thirst for power here. A shot of Lily's mouth as she speaks. Send Sebastian and Maud. Because she's kind of a prison break. Prison break? I need to figure out this text, actually. Oh, well. I think that's changed. Well. This one will require Lillian to step in. Let's turn up the heat. Send Sebastian and Maud. I feel like I'm gonna give her this little tilde thing. Oh god, my eye. Thing. Oh, my brain is struggling. Carmen is doing the back. Carmen rounds a corner. Carmen ducks behind the corner, gripping her arm. Blood tendrils starting to form. A guard is firing. Smoke coming up from the barrel. Carmen ducks behind the corner, gripping her arm, blood tendrils starting to form. And it's just gonna be... Fuck. Because that's borderline too much blood to control. I think this is a 4-panel page. Page 8. Okay. Carmen fires from the cover of the corner. The guard... A bullet wound in the guard's neck. Blood splattering the wall behind. Carmen is limping towards the dying guard on the ground. Okay, gotta check something real quick. How many pages did I get it? Down to 11? Carmen is sinking her teeth into the guard's neck. Carmen's eye slits are smaller, indicating euphoria. That's not even how you say that. Euphoria. Fuck me. Indicating pleasure. Page 9. Carmen is tucking a gun into the back of her waistband. I think we just have to lose the really cool, like, action scene there. I feel like Carmen's not going through the super action-y thing. Carmen is wiping her mouth. Hand covered in blood. Carmen is stopping. No. Carmen is tightening clothing scraps around her arm above where she was shot. Tendrils lashing out wildly. Page 10. Carmen is walking up a set of stairs. Lillian is walking down a set of stairs with Ilver being dragged behind her. By a leash. Carmen and Lillian are looking at each other on the dance floor. I think that's a great ending, actually. Sets up what's going to happen in part 2. You don't have to do a whole lot of... You do 1 page of exposition for Ilver. Like, in that cage, being, like, literally treated as, like, a toy. Yeah. Okay. Well, we are in an ad break, so now is a great time for everybody to get up, stretch, and use the bathroom. I shall be back. Probably should have muted the mic while I was on ad break if I'm using the BRB screen. Well, next up will be me working on the Cassette Beasts previously recap, whatever you want to call it. So I'll read through like the updated stuff, and I will say most of the script is going to be pretty self-explanatory one-to-one when it comes down to the like rough sketch, like the rough one I've got. With a little bit of things that I'm like, you know what, let's change this. So, our script is, hey, it's me, Mana Frey, freshly embodied. As a celebration, I'll be continuing my Cassette Beasts playthrough over on twitch.tv, Mana Frey. For those who weren't there originally, this video will function as a catch-up. And for those who were there, it will serve as a catch-up. The beginning, which would probably be a title card, not me saying that. It all starts with the character creation footage, or page, and we'll use the footage we have. Stumbling towards the only safe place we can see, Harbor Town. Unfortunately, we get attacked. Luckily, Kaylee comes to our rescue, giving us a cassette player in the spooky tape so that we can defend ourselves. We fight through the cognitive dissonance of transforming into a banshee in order to win. Sadly, the dissonance catches up with us and we wake up in a strange room. Luckily, we are being taken care of by a doctor. Unfortunately, we got 2 pieces of information. We aren't on Earth, and there's no way to return. Despite this, we do go on patrol of the area with Kaylee, basically teaching us the ropes and getting us our first cassette. I'm gonna change that to beast. And catching our first beast. Our first beast, Dominov, who I named Mothra. Yeah, that flows better. As we continue on this patrol, we end up in the train station that had burst up from, or in a train station that had burst up from the underground. This leads us face to face with an Archangel. Our will to survive is so strong that we are able to fuse with Kaylee to defeat the Archangel. The Archangel uses us as its vessel, with a promise to help us find our way back to Earth. This is probably one of my all-time favorite Sonic songs. Like, tracks. Before we go into, like, the actual rock music era, at least. We pass out here and wake up in the medical clinic, where we decide to go to the cafe to discuss the plans going forward. Our short-term plan is to join the Rangers, so we plan to go up to the HQ to do just that. However, as soon as we left the cafe, we are met with Eugene, shouting at a pair of pale individuals who are clearly up to no good. With that, it's time... Okay, quick detour. Along our way to the HQ, we actually ran into Meredith, who will be important later. We make our way to the HQ where we meet Ianthe, who doesn't know anything about the Archangels, but does give us a Ranger introduction stamp card, giving us our B goal, to beat all the other Ranger captains. Afterwards, we head to help Eugene with the vampires, and then we have the footage where it's revealed they're Landkeepers. After defeating the Landkeepers, we get our C goal of dealing with the rest of the Landkeepers. Now, let's take a slight intermission and talk about our creatures. We recorded the following: a traffic crab named Conehead, a palm bomb named Kano Waves, a Carniviper named Common, a Nevermort named Poe, and a Squirrely named after my mod Jazz, and a Dandelion named Fancy Lad. We also romanced. They need romance. They deserve romance. That was a funny misspeak, so I'm going to include that. We remastered the following. We remastered the following. Mothra became a Wingloom, and our Banshee became Woltergeist. And then this is where we jump into the cult. Got it. So this is a note more for my editing, not for including in the script, but saving a shopkeeper was the start of our search for the cult. Okay. So... found another train sheep, met Magic Crab. They knew our name and were waiting for us. This is the center of any attempts to fast travel. We found another. We found another train station, and inside met Magic Crab, who knew our names. And was waiting for us. As with all train stations, we found another Archangel. After defeating said Archangel, Bill Cipher showed up. Shitty PNG edit of Bill Cipher over the head. Oh god, blow my nose. Oh. Oh, I can breathe. Let's go. Ah. Make sure you're hydrating out there. Does wonders for your ability to focus. As does eating. Make sure that you have a little snack if you haven't ate anything in the last few hours. Not something heavy, just like simple. It helps a lot. Anyway. Afterwards, Kaylee confided in us that she used to live in Morningtown as a cultist, an enforcer, in fact. Their leader was obsessed with archangels, which could be the lead we need. Oh, afterwards is not W-O-R-D, it's A-R-D. Huh. I feel dumb for that one a little bit, but not too dumb. As we made it to the compound, we were told, you're just in time. In time for what, though? We made our way to the ritual where we met Dorian and a Kaylee-looking woman named Jacqueline, who is the current enforcer. Dorian had unearthed another train station, and we end up fighting another Archangel. Angel. Note for... Oh, wait, I did that wrong. Note for the edit. Have VO happen me, but it gets cut off when Dorian gets murked and play the Deltarune explosion sound. Okay. Afterwards, we see Bill's cipher again. Afterwards, we see Bill's cipher again. No idea what's going on still. And then we talk with Jacqueline, who is the new leader of the cult. The cult. Who is going to try to deprogram everyone and work together with the rest of the people on this island. Oh. Of New World. Bit of a quest on the way. We caught a few creatures. We did a bit of a quest on the way by catching a macabre that I named 13. We learned how to dash by recording a bullet-ino named 12 Gauge. We also recorded, and this is where we'll do another bulleted list, macabre named 13, Terracotta named G. Ramsey, Fawcetteer named Sad Boy, and Allseer named Pyramid Head. Tab. End of second recording.
I've been watching you Sunday morning when first I heard you speak to me, I was too shy to let you know, much too scared to let my feelings show. But you
Okay, I'm just trying to make heads or tails of things. Okay. After returning to port, we found Meredith, who asked us to help her look for an album by The Witch House. We spoke with Yanthi. We spoke with Yanthi, who recommended we go to Fall Down Mall. We spoke with Yanthi, who recommended we go to Fall Down Mall. Giving us a letter for Meredith. This letter allows her to go, but only if she travels with us. Meredith uses a Catelli tape. Before heading to Fall Down Mall, we decided to do some quest lines. We caught the Statigrade and named it Beanie Worm. We also fought Captain Wallace for the Ranger quest. We caught a Thwackalope named Whack. Okay. Okay, I see. We're gonna do things a little differently here. As a part of another quest, we recorded the following. a startigrade named Beanie Weenie, or Beanie Worm, a Thacalope named Whack, a Nevermort named Poe, an Elfless named Majora, we also fought Captain Wallace for... Let's put this after that, actually. I don't know why I tried to spell fought with a P. That's a weird choice, brain. We fought Captain Wallace, Penny Dreadful, and Zed. As part of another quest, we recorded the following. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Fought Captain Wallace. Okay. To make it into the mall, we caught a Botum named Monkey. This gave us electromagnet. I don't need to get this. Write that. Into the mall, we caught some monkey named Monkey. Don't have footage of this, unfortunately. Once in the mall, we fought spirits on our way to the record store, where we found the record. Naturally, once we picked it up, the floor gave out and we ended up in a train station. Oh. Naturally, once we picked it up, we learned it wasn't the right album. It was an alternate universe version. Also, the floor gave out. And we ended up in a train station. That works. During the fight with King of Nothing, we fused with Meredith, and after winning, Bill Cipher showed up again. Oh, God. Are you talking like the way I type or something? No, this is a recap script for when I played through Cassette Beast, because I never uploaded the VODs, because I want to return to the game because we never finished it. So I essentially replayed through the game up to the point where I was at in stream and recorded stuff as I went. But I did fuck up and lose an entire recording, so that gets to be edited into the recap video. To look shitty and like a joke. Because that's the only way I can really come up to fix the problem without having to replay an entire section, or the entire game again, which I'm not doing. Yippee! Luckily, it seems like most of the stuff I lost was not major issues. Hopefully. Let's see. Oh no, how far back does that go? So, like, this entire section is just not there. Yeah, exactly. It's either that or we do, like, really jokingly compressed bad audio and shit. So... of this... Don't have footage of this. So I'm probably gonna just do really shitty, like, animated, like, finger puppet style animation. Paper doll animation, I think is actually what it's called. Let's see. Yeah, probably. We lost... Nope. Brain. We recorded the following. We recorded the following. We have a Spring Hill named Jumping Jack, Sands of Time. Oh, Sands of Time. Sands. It's a fucking hourglass named Sands of Time. Oh, I just realized the joke. God damn it. I named that one Dune. A musketeer named Mousy. That's not how you spell that. Mousy. A Spirouette named Yuri on Ice. I am a master of names, clearly. Our kid named Power Glove. Mothmaniac named Electric Slide. I forgot about that. We also remastered Poe into an apocalypse 12 gauge into Velocirifle. Velocirifle is how that one's said. Jazz into a Mana Spear. Catelli into a Cat 5. G Ramsey into Cauldron. A Cauldron. Sad Boy into Fontis. 13 into Folklord. And that's where we got to in the game. Again, we'll be continuing the playthrough on twitch.tv/manafray. Again, we'll be continuing the playthrough on twitch.tv/manafray. And then I'm just going to put X. Or I'm going to do it this way. Date of return. Literally right here, very early on in the script. Date of return for the date of return. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and all that. I don't think I can go another hour of working on things. It probably won't be stick animation. It'll probably be photos I take. It'll be like PNGs that I like very shittily animate using DaVinci, which is the video software I'll be using, which I am still learning, so this video might take a while to make. It really depends on how much editing happens. Because outside of like the episode or the video recording I lost, I don't know if I'm going to do a lot of editing. Outside of like the Bill Cipher over the head of the Triangle Head Man. Just because that's like top tier joke. I'm real glad Airport gave me that idea. Yeah, a lot of them are pains, though. Bit of a short stream today, but I don't know if I can focus for another like hour and a half on things. That's the unfortunate thing about working on these projects is my brain just does not want to sometimes. So we'll just head on over to Lillystration, our wonderful model mama, who is behind the rigging and the art. Yeah. She's playing Fallout 3, and it is, like, really relaxing and fun. Well, relaxing might not be true, but it is fun. Because sometimes it turns into chaos, because Fallout 3 is kind of a busted-ass game. I wonder how many crashes she's had already, because I know that's an issue she's been having. Even with the anti-crash mod. Yeah. Lots of fun things are happening. This is really jazzy, by the way. Like, holy shit. I was not... A lot of jazz in video games, apparently. Didn't realize that. But it's a thing. Bye!